Today, Guild Wars 2 released a studio update for the upcoming story chapter for the Secrets of the Obscure expansion, but also what to expect this spring and summer. Let's start with our final SOTO chapter, officially announced to be releasing on May 21st, titled The Midnight King. This release is free to all SOTO expansion owners and will be included to anyone who buys the expansion in the future as well. Guild Wars did a little teaser of this title on X yesterday with some emojis, so some of you may have already guessed this chapter's title. Alongside today's update, a new trailer dropped. You may want to skip ahead if you haven't already finished the SOTO story, as this will contain a bit of spoilers. In the trailer, it talks about winning the throne from a Park, who is the Midnight King. We know this from one of the whispers from Patha when playing the game. A Park is also, of course, the current ruler of Neos. Now with that little bit of information, let's move on to what was mentioned in the 1-minute trailer before diving deeper into the blog post. The content drop will include a new section of Inner Neos called the Citadel of Zachrios, bringing with it a new map meta called Into the Spider's Lair. We will also be getting a new Convergent boss and a challenge mode, Tier 2 for our legendary PvE armor, a new fractal called the Lonely Tower, new Astral Ward mastery track called the Wayfinder Mastery, a new Ranger pet, as well as adventures, events, achievements, collections, rewards, relics, and a refresh to the Wizard's Vault. And that was just from the trailer. Now let's go over all the details found in the studio update. On June 4th, we will be getting the challenge mode to the new Lonely Tower fractal. The update also goes a little deeper into the new challenge mode for Convergences. It is squad-based, which I'm assuming means a private instance version, just like the same option we have with the Dragonstorm or the Twisted Marionette public events. The challenge mode will not only have tougher bosses, but tighter rules around resurrections. The part I like most about this is that they have added a leaderboard. You are ranked based on clear time. To add to that, clear all 5 bosses with a gold rating on your clear time, and you can get a title. Next up are 3 quality of life updates. Now, when you hover over a commander tag on the minimap, you can see the squad message. This is helpful in maps with multiple tags, so you can easily know which squad to join. We are also getting an accessibility update to change the shape and the color of the action camera target reticle. My mind immediately goes to the shooting gallery adventure in Verdant Brink that Lord Farron shows up to, but also the archery event in Echovald Wilds, and the fireball skill with the sky skill, which we now have a couple events focusing on using that skill. And our last quality of life update, a 6 guild slot for all players. And we are only barely halfway through this update. Next up is World versus World. There is a lot here, so a couple of the updates I'm going to read directly just so I don't mix it up, especially since I rarely play this game mode. Starting with World Restructuring going into full-time beta, or as the article words it, always on, starting on June 14th. With this, to help reduce queue times, they will be adding an additional tier to World v World, but this is only temporary. Also, an in-game timer will be added to the guild panel for next team creation lockout. There's a screen of this in the blog post, which I'll link below. A nice little add-on is that they'll be adding titles to honor your World v World server. Visit Commander War Razor to get yours for free. You even get to select what server you want for your title, but it is a one-time purchase, so for some of us, it may not be an easy selection. For some quality of life additions, on May 21st, you will now see health bars for objective lords in the event UI. They also added a very nice tip that clicking on the lord's health bar in the event UI will make them your active target, and that this also works in PvE. This is such a useful tip, as it is very useful in big events where you lose track of the boss because they may fly away and come back, and now you are targeting everything but the boss. It's one of those tips that I often forget about, but it's so nice when you need it. Some other quality of life updates listed were Chilling Fog Tactivator now heals allies instead of chilling enemies. Siege Disruptors will now be unblockable, and directly from the update, increasing the base level and Tier 3 supply capacities for keeps by 50, and increasing the amount of supply granted by the supply drop tactic by 100. And finishing off this section by saying more changes will come for July 16th. Next up, PvP. I will summarize at a very high level the best I can, but also the blog post will be linked below in case you would like some more in-depth detail, especially since this isn't my game mode. Starting with some quality of life updates on June 25th. An increase in the number of Grandmaster marks that can be earned in a season, but also a decrease in the number of Ascended Shards of Glory required towards Ascended armor and weapons. 2 new attribute amulets as well as Ogre and Tormenting runes. Reintroducing reward track potions. New sources for karma and PvP rewards. Updating the Champion Brawler title to a colored version just like in WvW. July 16th brings adjustments to the frequency of the daily automated tournaments, a new weekly Sunday tournament, and improvements to the secondary map objective and special action skill in the Jin Dominion map. I'm going to be honest, I have no idea what that is, so hopefully that makes sense to you. They will also be bringing back the Tournament of Legends event twice a year, with the next event date to be announced. Next, skills and balance update will be June 25th, but the team will be live on Twitch on May 24th for a preview of the update. Festival and bonus events. 7 events to check out between June and August. There's also an event schedule on the official forum and it lays this all out very nicely. I'll link it below, but in the meantime, Dragon Bash from June 4th to 25th, PvP Conquest Season 42 starting July 2nd, Sunken Treasure Week July 2nd to 9th, Dungeon Rush Bonus Event July 9th to 16th, PvP Rush Bonus Event July 16th to 23rd, Living World Season 3 Bonus Event July 23rd to 30th, and the Festival of the Four Winds July 30th to August 20th. And to wrap up the studio update with what's next after SOTO. A development retrospective blog post will be coming in the next few weeks. This sounds like it will be very interesting as they'll be covering not only what they learned from this expansion, but also how that will play an impact on the next. Shortly after that blog post comes out, we'll be getting a look at the next expansion, and I am very, very excited to see what Expansion 5 will bring. Well, that is it. That is everything. This is actually my first time ever covering a blog post or studio update, so please let me know if you enjoyed. If you prefer a bit more personal comments added in, perhaps you're offended that I can barely navigate my way through WvW and not at all through PvP. Either way, I do appreciate you watching, and thank you so much for tuning in, and I don't know, maybe see you around. To my Guild Wars 2 friends, if you are looking for merch, you can get 20% off using my link in the description below. This should automatically apply a code TIFFY to your checkout. I myself am slowly building up my collection, and so far I have the Vintage Wash hoodie. I adore the design on the bag. And I am now making some morning mochas in the mug. Next up, of course, will be the collector's edition because I want the statue.